Hey, it's been quite some time since I've sat down and tried to do something like this. Uh, a few years ago, I used to do this all the time, where I would just sit in front of the camera and talk about what was going on in my head and stuff like that. Uh, kind of like I was in therapy. At the time, I really didn't have a place to go with those things, those thoughts and feelings. Um, I didn't have a therapist, the counselor I was working with. So the internet really became one of the few places where I felt like, I don't know, I had a voice and I don't know, like barely anyone watched any of those videos, but I felt like I was expressing myself somehow to someone, to the camera even. Making videos a lot easier for me sometimes because just writing, typing, all those things, my brain moves a lot faster than my hands can, and I just get frustrated that I'm not able to express myself in the way I want to. Like, I'm not able to get it all out. By the time I'm writing one thing, my mind's jumped to another, and yeah. But anyways, like I said, I used to do this. I had like at least 10 videos on this channel where I was just venting and just talking about what was going on in my head. Um, they're all private now. Um, since then, I've worked with a counselor and had a lot of breakthroughs and a lot of realizations and made a lot of progress. But right now, she's out of the office. She's out for a month. She was out for uh, she's been out for 2 weeks already, and there's another 2 weeks to go. And right now, I'm just like hitting some kind of wall. And I went into this month, our last sessions, really feeling confident. I was like, I feel good about things. I feel good about everything. I think I can do this. It's going to be fine. And for the first 2 weeks, that's how it looked. Like, I've been better than ever. She's been out of the office for like a few days for the weekend, and I've done worse than I did these past 2 weeks. And again, I think that just goes to show how much progress we made. I've been working with her for 3 years, seeing her twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, sometimes hour and a half sessions. So it's been a lot of work, and we've uncovered, like I said, a lot of stuff, and I have a much better understanding now of what's going on with me and why I feel the way I do and stuff at times. Um, but like I said, she's out for a month right now. This used to be my way to express myself when I was just feeling overwhelmed and didn't have another outlet. And today's one of those days. Yesterday, I felt it kind of starting, and today it's not much better. And I mean, it's worse, honestly. And this is what I thought to do. So I'm trying to think of what I want to say. See, I had a lot of like thoughts. I was like, make a post on Facebook, or write down your thoughts, or reach out personally to some of your friends on Facebook. And I was so close to doing some of those things. I started writing a post. I started writing a comment to some people I know. I have people in my life who are willing to talk to me when I'm having a hard time, and have been there for me before. And yet, in this moment, with how I'm feeling now, I can't reach out to them. Like, I could, but like something in my mind is like stopping me. It's like telling me, you're gonna annoy people, you're gonna bother people, they're not gonna be able to help anyways. So that's what's going on. Like, that's what's stopping me from reaching out to these people. And yeah, but before I get ahead of myself, what's going on, what I think is going on, is there's just all these triggers. Like, Like there's been all these triggers the past few days. Like I'm online a lot, probably too much. Like just Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and the news. Like I go to like Yahoo News and scroll through the news, and I don't know, these past 2 days everything's just been like triggering. It's been triggering me on multiple traumas. I made a Facebook post about one of them um, that had to do with like things in the Olympics. A lot of them actually had to do with things in the Olympics, which is crazy. But just like things about being trans, things about dealing with police and the criminal justice system, things about drug policy, and things about uh, sexual assault. Like there's all these different things in the news and on social media, and it's all feels triggering. And I can't get I can't. I don't know. I'm just. It's messing with me. I'm diagnosed with PTSD, in case anyone didn't know, and I also have this thing where like something my counselor and I realized is that for a whole period of my life, from like ages probably 11 or 12 to 20, I was in such a bad place. I was like really depressed and really anxious and just having a lot of things go on. Um, and yet I couldn't find help. Like I couldn't find anyone to help me. And it wasn't really any um, intent of the people around me. Partially, I didn't know how to communicate what I was feeling, and I didn't, have the words yet as like an 11 or 12-year-old, obviously. Um, but also, the people around me didn't really understand what was going on multiple levels. Um, the things with gender and gender identity weren't really the way they are now when I was going through all that. Which even now they're not where they need to be for people to, be mentally healthy, but they're a little bit better than they were in some ways. In some ways they're worse because with visibility comes more people who hate it too, who hate you because of who you are. But in some ways there's a little bit more understanding and acceptance too, um, and awareness. And that wasn't really how it was when I was first struggling with things. So I didn't really have the language to communicate what was going on. I didn't really have an understanding myself what was going on. But what that caused is this thing where now I really need an outlet to express it. I really need someone to listen and someone to believe me. And it's resulted in me doing a lot of this stuff, making videos or making social media posts. And, it's fine, but also like people, I don't know, you lose some people. Some people don't want to deal with it, and that's fine. If they need to distance themselves from me either for their own mental health or just because they don't want to deal with my post or don't want to see that it's not it can be kind of a downer. And it is what it is. There's a lot of people who stick around too, but I don't want to be that person always posting the downer things. Um, but if I can't find a way to express myself, I go to bad old coping skills, and I'm not trying to do that either. So here we are. I don't know what else to say. Social media is such a place where like people put out their best. Um, like it's this altered version of everything that's going on, and I tend to do the exact opposite. I put out so much information, and a lot of times it's not the best. It's the worst. It's honest though. Like I don't want to go posting just happy stuff because it's like, well, for one, that's not how life is. It's not how my life is. Not to say that it's not happy at times, because it definitely is, but this is real too. And I think there's been such a stigma around mental health, around things like depression and anxiety and just feeling down. People feel like they're alone, like they can't talk about it, like they you know, so I guess if nothing else, if this, makes someone else see that they're not alone, or like they can talk about it too. I don't know. Maybe that's something good. Maybe that makes it worth it. I don't really know. What was the point of this? I don't really know. But it's real. That's all I can really say. I I've thought about a lot of things, but nothing seems like it's the right thing to do. Um, I've thought about calling like a hotline, but I have a lot of phone anxiety, and talking to someone random. I mean, I've done it before, but it seems it's a lot of anxiety to get over, and I'm not at that point yet. I thought about doing the online chat lines, and I actually went to them, but you're waiting for so long, and I've waited the whole time a lot of times, but I'm not feeling like that patient tonight. So I don't know. This is just real. I didn't know how else to express myself. I can't really write a post. I don't want to. I don't know. I just. It's hard to say everything I want to say in the way I want to say it in a written post, and I also, I just don't want to bother people with all that. But I mean, making a video, I don't know. I guess it's kind of the same thing as in terms of like bothering people. If they're going to be bothered by a written post, probably be bothered by a video just the same. But I don't know. Somehow in my mind it works a little differently. So, but yeah, I feel so triggered. I feel so activated, and I wish I could. I wish I didn't have to wait another 2 weeks to talk to my counselor. That's for sure. But I'm glad she's, getting some time out of the office. I really am. I like want that for her. She's an amazing counselor, and that's another story. But I do want that for her. I know that's good for her, and that's good for our work together too. It's just a difficult few days. That's it. But it's just real. Anyways, when I first started this, I thought it was going to be way too long. It's still a little long, but like all of a sudden, I don't know what to say. I'm just having some hard days. I feel like I need some help, some support. I do have some options to get that, hotlines and chat lines. And of course, if I get to that point, I will reach out to that. But I don't know. I just wanted to express it right now in some way. And this was the way I knew how. So I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point. But in a way, I don't want to go, because even just talking to the camera makes me feel a little less alone somehow. But anyways, I guess that's about all I have to say.